Is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Great energy. Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It's Friday. Yes. December 18th. I am Tori here with Al and Erica. Let's get started. All right. Connie Chung is spilling the tea on what it was like working with some very high-profile people. So the former anchor recently dished the dirt on the Originals podcast with Andrew Goldman. Connie said Dan Rather, who was her co-anchor on CBS Evening News, was, quote, very Texas gentlemanly, but added that she felt if she turned her back, she would be in the shower scene from the movie Psycho. Meantime, Connie said working with Barbara Walters and Diane Sawyer at ABC was like Tanya Harding kneecapping Nancy Kerrigan. Ooh. Take a look.
When I got to ABC, both Diane and Barbara were in the same sort of arena of trying to get these big interviews. So when I tried to go after them, I was told I could not that Barbara and Diane were the only ones who could compete for the interview, and I had to stand down. And I said, really?
Dish in the dirt. All right, she is famously married, of course, to Maury Povich. Al, did you think this was out of line? Because she kind of pushed the boundaries.
I didn't know. I didn't think it was out of line.
Okay.
But you know, we had a chance to talk to somebody that works here, and he had a really interesting take on it that I wanted to present to you guys. You know, obviously, we're kind of in the if you're in Anchor, you have a right to compete for those interviews. But he said when she signed onto that network, Barbara Walters and
Diane
Sawyer were bigger than her, so she should have stood down. What would you guys say to that?
Well, I said to him, I think, and granted, I have not been in television for as long, but in my experience, I think that if you have diversity on your set, and I understand this was a million years ago and diversity wasn't a thing back then.
Right, we weren't woke.
But you did have an Asian American woman, and that could have been a great opportunity to have more than the two white women competing for the big interviews, because maybe some people would have felt more comfortable speaking to Connie. And I think that it's the collective to be able to have more opportunities that brings the entire show up, or elevates the network.
So, Tori, would you say that seniority has nothing to do with it then?
No, I think it does, and I get where you have to say, oh, this person's been here longer, they get the better interviews. But that would not stop me if I were in Connie Chung's position for pushing for them, for being ambitious. And if I kept being told, you can't, I would be frustrated and feel like I was being stalemated, basically. And then at some point, you got to get someone weigh in. I mean, you got to give him some weigh in, other than just say stand down. So I like that she's speaking out. I think she's kind of trying to do a comeback. She was on The Undoing, that HBO Max show,
right?
And she played a reporter. But I see her trying to make a little comeback.
No.
Yeah, Connie, come
She's
back.
enjoying her golden years. Her and Maury are like, we have to spend all this money.
I will bet you in a year from now there will be projects with Connie Chung in them.
Okay, we just saw a project with her this week. That's not a bold prediction.
I predict the sky is blue.
Okay.
All right, actor Kirk Cameron is protesting because he is just not happy with the California governor's stay-at-home order. So the 50-year-old Growing Pains star invited a large crowd of maskless people to peacefully protest outside of a mall in Los Angeles. They sang Christmas carols like Jingle Bells while packed closely together. Here's what Kirk had to say about the protest.
We're going to be celebrating our God-given liberties, our constitutionally protected rights at this time at Christmas, to sing Christmas songs, to gather, to assemble, and to sing about the birth of our Savior.
I am not Christian. I'm Jewish, but I really believe that Jesus would have worn a mask. Am I crazy for saying that, Erica? I think when you sing for the Savior, it's so ironic because, and you're like, I have a right to do so. I feel like Jesus would have been like, let me look out for the other.
I'm still stuck on the fact that, very inside baseball, but during our meeting before the show, that one of our bosses said, please remind people who Kirk Cameron is. Which is probably the underlying agenda behind him gathering a bunch of people together in order to do this.
Fair point.
But at the end of the day, it's not a laughing matter, because you came from obscurity to come and spread coronavirus. Go back.
I would argue he didn't come from obscurity. He's huge in the Christian community. I would say he's maybe the most famous actor that does those very hardcore, not hardcore, Christian films, that are for a certain demo. And so he has a lot of power in that. So his voice sways a lot of people. It got a lot of people to go out into a parking lot at the end of December to go sing Christmas carols.
I just want to know what the greatest generation thinks of people like our God-given right. Your God-given right is to also protect your country, and it's patriotic to wear a mask, in my opinion. And a lot of us sacrifice, not us, our great-grandfathers and our grandfathers or grandmothers, they save silk for parachutes, they ration their food, their electricity, and we're like, we can't even put on a mask? Come on now.
That was an external enemy, though. That was not an internal. We are having an internal cold civil war right now between two very different ideologies, and that's why you don't see that same kind of patriotism.
If we could only get it together, we could save thousands, hundreds of thousands of lives.
They don't care about people.
Wow. That's so sad. Makes me so mad. All right, let's get back to Tom Cruise because we are not over talking about this. He's taking an earlier than planned Christmas break. According to The Sun, Tom shut down production of his latest Mission Impossible film early. This was after, of course, Tom was recorded yelling at crew members for not following COVID-19 protocols. Now, earlier this year, 5 crew members have since quit. Tom reportedly flew on a private jet to Miami to spend Christmas with his son. I have doubled, tripled, and quadrupled down, and I'm not moving from Tom. I think he did the right thing. I think that set has been plagued with problems, and he was just at its limit, and he had to make a final call. And I know he shouldn't have spoken in that way, but I find he was 100% right in what he said. He may have said it wrong, but I really do think he was right.
I don't think there's a lot of disagreement about the message.
Yeah, but it's how he said it.
Yeah, I think that it really comes down to how people are comfortable with interpersonal communication.
Right.
And a lot of people are not comfortable with that. That's the thing. If you're going to yell and scream and call people out of their names, there are going to be people on that set who don't need that.
Right, they'll leave.
They don't need the job.
Right.
They will walk away because actually their dignity is more important, because when you're heard screaming at people, then there are people who have been working their butts off, sacrificing on their own, and they're like, why am I even included in this? Like, not only am I not getting adequate praise or getting adequate recognition, but you're also putting me in with everybody else, and that's not okay.
Yeah, I hear you, but why is it okay for like chefs to do it? Like, so, why is it okay for, you know what I mean? Why is
it's really
and coaches
interesting, who we deputize that's allowed to talk to people like that. You can watch, I was watching a game a month ago, and a football game, and a player made a silly penalty, and I believe it was LSU, and the coach, no mask, I mean, got in this kid's face to the point where the camera cut away, and it's like, I've always looked at that with college sports, and we're not going to talk sports, but like, just because I play basketball and I attend this school, you can scream in my face because I missed a play. I don't understand why some people, chefs, are allowed to do this.
Right, like Gordon Ramsay does it all the time.
Yes, but it's considered tough love, but director can't.
Right. Well, I think that's the difference when it comes to like this set. There are going to be people who were only there because they want to work with Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
If you're in the kitchen because it is so important for you to work with Gordon Ramsay, or you decide to go to this university because it's so important for you to be coached under Bobby Knight, then that's what you are signing up for. But if you're just there to do a job and you don't care who the star is, then I ain't here for you, and
Right.
maybe I don't need this job.
That's always an option.
Yeah, that's all. You can always leave. That's right. And just so you guys know, Tom Cruise is dating his co-star in the movie. Guess that's not a Mission Impossible. We want to give a couple of DBL birthday shout-outs. First, happy birthday to Brad Pitt, who turns 57 today. He's getting close to 60. And we got Rolling Stones guitarist, Keith Richards is 180,000 years old. I'm kidding, he's 77. Wow, I bet you so many people told Keith Richards you're never gonna like last that long, and he's still rocking.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but
he's rocking.
I think you want him to be rocking.
No, he's rocking.
I think it's every morning it's give and take for about 20 minits. Look, you cannot fill your body with substances over the course of your lifetime and not have a little payback for that.
Do you think the payback is in, what are you saying? Just say it.
I'm saying he probably feels terrible every day when you put toxins in your body, allegedly.
Or are you like, yo, I'm Keith Richards? Yeah.
Around to what sense?
What? It's the man's birthday, Al.
Happy birthday, right.
Well, she's the one that talked about, I don't like that. I'll tell you what it is, Erica. I don't like when people go, my grandfather smoked cigarettes, ate bacon, and drank scotch every day for breakfast, and he lives to be 91. Yeah, okay, that's one guy. But for the most part, it's not a good idea.
I know, because Grandma Stella was chewing snuff since she was 16, and she died at 96, and she barely had a wrinkle on her face.
Do you chew snuff, Erica?
I do not.
Okay. All right.
Again, happy birthday, Mr. Richards.
What if Erica took out a big Like a hunk.
She's like, yes, I do. I got a spittoon right here. All right, coming up on DBL. Is it okay to...
What year is this?
Well, I was trying to go with the whole
Should have walked through some saloon doors.
Yeah, I was right.
Yeah, it was in a mason jar. It was actually in a mason jar.
Oh, wow.
So everybody could see.
Coming up on DBL, is it okay to date a
Yuck,
friend's
yuck,
ex? Halle Berry is giving her take on this subject. Stick around to see if you agree.
Cleveland.
Plus, a first look at the Coming to America sequel.
Yes.
The new photos released from set. Stay tuned. Welcome back to DBL. Here's something to look forward to in 2021. We're getting our first look at the Coming to America sequel.
Yes.
I'm so excited. The follow-up to Eddie Murphy's popular 1988 film will be on Amazon Prime Video in March of next year. And guys, that's like 3 months away. That's not long. I feel like March just happened. I know. Now get this, many of the original cast members like Arsenio Hall, Sherry Headley, and James Earl Jones are returning. It looks like Eddie will even be reviving some old characters from the original, like, of course, the guys in the barber shop. And he's bringing back his American clothes style from the first film as well. He's actually wearing the exact same outfit, so he has aged very well.
That jacket's gonna be hot.
Yeah.
That jacket's gonna be hot.
Yeah.
That New York Mets jacket. You know what though? Erica, Tori,
Al?
I still do not think Eddie Murphy gets enough credit.
I know what you mean.
For the way that he brings his characters to life. People forget the Clumps was all him. Completely different people having a conversation with the nutty professor. He was the old barber. He was himself. I mean, Eddie Murphy is he was the old white Jewish guy.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, he's just such an amazing character actor. I don't think he gets his props for being a legend.
I agree. But I think it's interesting that Tori said he ages well. Let's just be very honest. Eddie Murphy looks better today.
He does.
Than he did 20, 30 years ago.
I agree with you, Eric.
The man is aging backwards,
I think so too.
Benjamin Button was all about him.
You know what it is?
What?
He don't drink.
Oh,
we talked about Keith Richards. How did he look? He looked like an old baseball mitt.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
It was his birthday. Happy birthday again, Mr.
Yes.
Richards. Happy birthday again.
Wait, well, hold on.
Your 51st season in the
Let's
majors.
not stop talking about coming to America, though, because we got to get ready for this. We are going to do this just like we showed up for Black Panther and Wakanda. Okay,
Yes.
we are going to
Outfits.
dress up.
Yep.
I am going to
that's a good
channel
idea.
In
my
velvet.
inner
I'm wearing all velvet.
Even though we're going to be at home, we probably still going to be at home, but we're going to have a whole Zoom red carpet, okay? Everybody's going to get dressed up as their favorite character.
I can't wait for this.
To watch this movie.
Can I just say this, Erica, and we're going to be done. I might have to leave the show after this, but I've already priced out the fake lion pelt that is that. They have them on Amazon. Why do you think I know that? This is what I do at home while you guys are being productive. So I've already priced them out. I will send you the link. I am super down to dress up, and we will put it on DBL.
Wow.
Yes.
What is
Yes.
this? What is this? Velvet?
Yeah. The rose petals. I love it.
Kelly Ripa moving on, and her husband Mark Consuelos. Oh, by the way, they both turn me on. I find them a very hot couple.
Okay, we'll talk about that after the show.
Okay, they are
does sound a little after
returning to
dark.
their soap opera roots. This is where they met. According to Variety, the couple is producing a primetime spin-off of the soap opera All My Children called Pine Valley. The show is about a young journalist with a secret agenda to expose the town's dark history. Of course, Mark and Kelly first met on the set 25 years ago. Look at them. All My Children ran on an ABC from 1970 until it was canceled in 2011. I have to say, first off, they got together, then broke up, and then they were together for a photo shoot, and the chemistry was so strong. They ran to Vegas and eloped and got together.
They've been together ever since?
Yeah. And they're very sort of sexy in their pictures. Their daughters are always oh my God, and their sons are gross. But she calls him daddy and thirst trap.
Tori, would you watch this show?
I would not. I'm not a soap opera person.
Erica, are you a soap opera person?
No.
Oh, because I want to ask people, can you kind of start a soap opera now and get an audience that'll be with you for 50 years?
I think it's alive and well. I think
or
they're
is there
alive
too much competition now? Because there used to just be 3 networks, so you just really picked your soap opera, not really what you were going to watch. So I wonder if people will voluntarily choose a soap opera and be I'm going to commit to this because it's a day-to-day thing. My grandmother watched Young and the Restless. I can still, man.
It brings you right there, doesn't it?
Bold and Beautiful. What's up?
Yeah, everyone has their own. I think this could be a hit. I'm excited for this for many reasons. Coming up on DBL.
I think we know two
I
of
think
them.
we know one of them. Halle Berry has a hot take on dating a friend's ex. So what do you think? Is it ever okay? Or is it completely off limits? Halle Berry draws
Cleveland.
Oh my God, you scared me. Halle Berry draws a line in the sand.
Bedford Heights, Ohio.
Halle Berry draws a line in the sand when it comes to dating her friends' exes. On an episode of her Instagram series, Bad and Bougie, by the way, our producer sent us how to say bougie, which is so cute, isn't that?
That's very cute.
Halle said dating a friend's ex is completely off limits. Watch.
I would never date them. That's a cardinal sin. Like, you don't date your bestie's exes. If I know you, I'm not dating your past nothing. Because that's just not cool. That's how I feel.
What if that person is your soulmate?
But that's just me. My soulmate is not in the form of anybody I know exes. That's just not.
Thoughts? Agree? Disagree?
I've done this.
I think they've had a few. That's my thought.
I have done this.
You've dated an ex.
It did not work out well.
Why
yes.
not? Spill the tea.
So I was in high school. I don't even think I was old enough to drive. And my friend broke up with her boyfriend and then hooked us up, like insisted, you guys are better together, blah, 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 whatever. And then when we actually like decided that we were going to try it, she had a mega fit.
Yeah, of course.
And everybody turned against me and I got kicked out of the friend group and it was traumatic. It was so traumatic, like set me up. And then she got back together with him. So I learned very early on when I was about 15 years old that is not the right move.
Tori, you guys both might know him. He's a podcaster. His name is Dan Savage. He's been around forever, and he's a relationship sex therapist, advice columnist, and he's gay. And he said that this is only a thing in the straight community because in the gay community there's fewer people, just numbers wise, and so the idea that you're never going to meet anybody in that town that dated somebody you dated is almost zero. So he said in the gay community that they've gotten over this.
It's a hetero.
He was like, this is an issue for you straights. He was like, for gay people, it's just like you assume that the person that you're with has been with at least somebody you know.
Wow.
If not somebody you're really cool with.
Well, I'm just doing a shout out. 4th grade, Jeb was dating me, invited Lauren over, decided that he had to switch, and then decided to date Lauren. Still think about it. We'll be right back.
Are they together?
No.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Welcome back to DBL. Whether you're driving near or far for the holidays, it's important to be prepared for whatever winter throws at you. We're chatting about winter car essentials on today's DBL Drive, sponsored by CarShield. First, windshield fluid. It not only keeps your windshield clear of salt, dirt, and grime, but also prevents any fluids from freezing on the glass. I didn't know that. Second, a power tire inflator. A sudden temperature drop can cause your tires to leak, so make sure you have an inflator on the go. And lastly, most people don't think about this, but have a double or triple car charger. Make sure all your devices are fully charged in case of an emergency. And when it comes to driving, for peace of mind, get an auto protection plan with CarShield. CarShield protects their members from the high cost of auto repairs. Call 1-800-505-9619 for a free quote.
A triple car charger sounds like what your friend that kind of low level competes with you all the time. It's like, oh, you have a double car charger? I have a triple. That's cool. No, Erica, it's probably fine. If you get stuck, I can come get it. I have a triple. So don't worry about it. A couple $100 more, but you know, you're on a budget.
Yeah.
So.
You're like, what do you want from Wendy's? What do you want to order from Wendy's? I'll have the triple. I have
a triple Baconator.
Yeah. All right. Well, DBL is new every day. I ruined the whole vibe. I'm sorry with that joke. We'll see you Monday, same time, same place. Have a safe
You have a
weekend.
microphone on. You don't need to do that.
Oh, have a safe weekend. Bye, guys.
Thank you.